Hey, and welcome back to Teachers Exchange, the podcast where teachers and school staff get to speak freely, without judgment, without filters, and without a line manager giving you the side eye from across the staff room. Today's message is different. It's not about lesson observations or behaviour battles or a rogue PE cupboard full of expired glitter glue. It's about boundaries. And what happens when a colleague slowly, subtly starts crossing them? We've had a message from a teacher who's dealing with something that sounds harmless on the surface, copying, a bit of flattery, maybe someone trying to make friends, but the pattern she describes, it's unsettling, it's consistent. And honestly, it starts to feel like a bit more than just admiration. This one's not dramatic, it's not confrontational, it's quiet, creeping. And it raises a question a lot of us don't talk about in education. What do you do when someone you work with starts to feel a little too interested in you?
Basically, I think one of my colleagues might be stalking me, or at the very least, obsessing over me in a way that's becoming really uncomfortable. We both teach in the same key stage. I'm in year 4, she's in year 5. When she first joined the school last year, she seemed really friendly. She'd ask me for advice, pop into my classroom before school, compliment my displays. I thought she was just keen to settle in. But then the copying started. At first it was little things, using the same math starters I'd shared in a team meeting, fair enough. But then I noticed she'd recreated my entire topic display. Same layout, same colours, even the same lettering I made myself on Canva. I didn't say anything, just let it go. But it's escalated. She bought the same teacher planner as me, then the same tote bag. Then, weirdly, she started wearing really similar outfits, like she'd mirror what I wore the day before. If I wore a midi skirt and jumper, she'd be in one the next day in nearly the same colours. I started to feel watched. She also comes into my classroom constantly, not just to borrow things. She'll just show up during my PPA or at lunch saying, "Oh, I just needed a breather," but then stay and comment on my displays or flick through my planning pile. One time she said, "You're so organised, I wish I could just download your brain." I laughed it off, but I felt uneasy. Then it got more intense. She added me on every social media platform, even ones I barely use. Started liking photos of me from years ago. She once mentioned a pub I'd been to over the weekend, but I hadn't told her I was going. I'd only posted it on my Instagram story. That felt off. Last week was the tipping point. I'd made a silly TikTok on my private account, just a teaching meme, nothing inappropriate. The next day she referenced it verbatim in the staff room. No one else follows me there. It was a throwaway comment, but I felt completely exposed. I've started dreading bumping into her in the corridor. I keep finding her hovering near my door at odd times, like when the kids are lining up or going to assembly. She never has a reason to be there. Once I even caught her standing outside while I was doing a Zoom call for parents, just staring in. Here's the problem. She hasn't done anything technically wrong. If I told SLT, I worry I'd sound paranoid or bitchy, but the emotional toll is real. I'm anxious all the time, second-guessing myself, feeling like I have no privacy. Even in the staff room, I find myself censoring what I say in case she's listening. Am I reading too much into this? Is it just admiration gone weird? Or is this something more serious? I honestly don't know what to do.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot. Something doesn't feel right here. Even if none of these actions on their own scream problem, the pattern absolutely does. We'll break this down after the break because this isn't just about boundaries being crossed. It's about what happens when professional admiration tips into obsession and one teacher starts to feel like they're losing their sense of safety in their own workplace.